Welcome dear students. Today is lecture 2 of lecture series in plant biochemistry 1. Today's topic is the most important example of biomolecules known as carbohydrates. So let's start about carbohydrates in detail. Carbohydrates is the most abundant biomolecule on earth, but in human only form 1% of body mass. So although it is the most abundant biomolecule, but in terms of body mass, it is very less as compared to proteins. Carbohydrates are widely distributed in plants and animals and play an important structural and metabolic role. Cellulose is the most important polysaccharides and carbohydrates in nature. It is the structural component of cell wall, and also many carbohydrates are metabolic intermediates and play an important role in metabolism. In plants, glucose is synthesized from carbon dioxide and water by the process of photosynthesis, and it is then stored as starch are used to synthesize cellulose. We know that glucose is a type of carbohydrate, and it is synthesized by the process of photosynthesis from carbon dioxide and water, and then it is used to make cellulose or starch. Each year, photosynthesis converts more than 100 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide and water into cellulose and other plant products. So you can see here the importance of photosynthesis, that how important photosynthesis process is for plants and other organisms. Animals can synthesize carbohydrates from cholesterol and amino acid, but most animal carbohydrates is derived from plants. So plants is the ultimate source of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates can be loosely defined as a group of molecules that contains carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen in a ratio of 1:2:1. They are also known as hydrates of carbon because it contains many OH group or hydroxyl groups. So this is the loose definition of carbohydrates, and carbohydrates are those compounds which contain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen in a ratio of 1:2:1. Now, most carbohydrates have empirical formula CH2ON. This is the general formula of most carbohydrates, but not all, where N is the number of carbon atoms with equal number of carbon and oxygen and twice as many hydrogen. So the number of carbon and oxygen will be same, and that of hydrogen will be twice that of carbon and oxygen. For example, the molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6, and it can easily fit into this general formula. Here, you can see that carbon and oxygen number is the same, and hydrogen is the twice as of carbon and oxygen. But there are some exception of compounds which fit into this formula but are not carbohydrates. What are those compounds? For example, acetic acid and lactic acid. These two compounds are acids, and they easily fit into the general formula of carbohydrates, but they are not carbohydrates. You can see here, this is the acetic acid formula, C2H4O2. So it can easily fit into this general formula of carbohydrates, but this compound is not carbohydrates. Although also some carbohydrates such as deoxyribose, which is an important component of DNA and RNA, and ribose, uh, this is also an important carbohydrates. These two does not fit into this definition, although these both are carbohydrates. You can see here, this is C5H10O4. So the number of carbon and oxygen is different here. So this formula, which we discussed earlier, the general formula of carbohydrates is doesn't apply to all carbohydrates. It's applied to many, but not all. Carbohydrates are also known as saccharide because saccharide means sugar. Chemically, carbohydrates are polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketones. This is the most important definition of carbohydrates. They that is, they contain either aldehyde or ketone functional group, or carbohydrates are those compounds which yields polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone groups on hydrolysis. So look it into this figure 1 example of carbohydrates having aldehyde and ketone functional group. We studied in the definition that carbohydrates are those compounds which have polyhydroxyaldehyde and ketone functional group. This is an example of carbohydrate known as glycerol. Glycerol or glyceraldehyde. It contains three carbon 1, 2, 3. So this is the functional group of aldehyde, and this is polyhydroxy groups 1, 2. So this is polyhydroxyaldehyde group, and this is another carbohydrates. It also contains three carbons, but here the functional group is present is ketone. So these two are both are carbohydrates, and these two contains different functional group. Here, this is also the same example, glycerol, glyceraldehyde, and dihydroxyacetone. So you can see here, the difference is functional group. Here aldehyde functional group, and here ketone functional group. So chemically, carbohydrates are polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone. On the basis of classification of carbohydrates, carbohydrate is classified on the basis of sugar units present. And these are classified into different groups. For example, first one is monosaccharides. Mono comes from Greek words, mono means single, saccharon means sugar, or a Latin saccharum means sugar. Saccharon is a Greek word and saccharum is Latin word. Both meaning is same. It is used for sugar. Monosaccharides are called simple sugar and are not further hydrolyzed into simpler ones. So this is the simplest type of sugar carbohydrates. It has the general formula of CnH2ON, where N is 3 or more. So the minimum number of N is 3 or more. It is further classified on the basis of carbon atom into trioses. Trioses means 3 carbon, tetroses means 4 carbon, pentoses 5 carbon, hexoses 6 carbon, and heptoses 7 carbon, so on. Are on the basis of functional groups such as aldoses. Aldoses are those carbohydrates which contain aldehyde functional group, CHO functional group. Are ketoses. Ketoses are those carbohydrates which contain ketone functional groups. So carbohydrates, monosaccharides are further divided on the basis of carbon number and are on the basis of functional group. For example, glucose is hexose. It means that it has 6 carbon, and aldose mean it have aldehyde functional group. So it is an aldohexose, while fructose is also a 6 carbon carbohydrate. It is a ketohexose because hexose mean it have 6 carbon, and keto means it have functional group ketone. Here we can see here figure 2 classification on the basis of carbon number and functional group. Here this is carbon number, tetrose, triose, tetrose, pentose, hexose. Triose mean 3 carbon, tetrose means 4 carbon, pentose means 5 carbon, hexose means 6 carbon. So here carbon and oxygen will be, the number of carbon and oxygen will be same, and hydrogen will be double as compared with the carbon and oxygen. And this is the example, 2 example, aldoses, those carbohydrates which have aldehyde functional group, and ketoses which have ketone functional group. So glycerol is the 3 carbon carbohydrates which have aldehyde functional group, and dihydroxyacetone is a 3 carbon carbohydrates which have ketone functional group, and so on. This is the another figure. It also has this generic name and example. 3 carbons compounds mean trioses, which is exemplified by glyceraldehyde, 4 carbon tetrose, 5 carbon pentose, 6 carbon hexose, and so on. Monosaccharides have sweet taste, white crystalline solid, and are easily soluble in water. So these are the properties of monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are mostly found in different fruits and vegetables. Glucose and fructose are present in grapes. Fructose is also present in honey. That is why honey is so sweet. Galactose is obtained from the hydrolysis of lactose. Lactose is found in milk. Simple sugars such as glucose, fructose, and galactose provides the chemical energy necessary for an organism to remain alive. So they are very important in terms of energy, providing energy to organism. Another important example of simple sugar or monosaccharide is a 5-carbon sugar known as pentose. Uh, and this it is two type ribose and deoxyribose which are present in nucleic acid, that is DNA and RNA. So this is also very important example of monosaccharides. These simple sugars combine with each other by glycosidic bonds and dehydration synthesis to form complex carbohydrates. So two monosaccharides combine by the bond known as glycosidic bond. Monosaccharides are also reducing sugars. It means that it have free aldehyde or ketone groups, as they can reduce mild oxidizing agents such as toluenes and Benedict reagent. So all monosaccharides are reducing sugar. These are some example of monosaccharides. This is called 3-carbon sugar, glyceraldehyde. We already studied it. This is 5-carbon ribose and deoxyribose. Ribose is present in RNA, and deoxyribose is present in DNA. These are 6-carbon sugars: glucose, fructose, and galactose. We will discuss it later in another lectures in great detail. Next type of carbohydrates is oligosaccharides. Oligo comes from Greek word oligo, means few. Oligosaccharides are the condensation products of 2 to 10 monosaccharides. So in oligosaccharides, 2 to 10 monosaccharides will combine. So those oligosaccharides which yields 2 molecules of monosaccharides on hydrolysis is known as disaccharides. For example, maltose. Maltose is the condensation product of 2 glucose molecules. Sucrose, when glucose and fructose combine, it forms sucrose. And lactose, when glucose and galactose combine, it forms lactose. So, and those oligosaccharides which yields 3 to 4 monosaccharides are known as trisaccharide or tetrasaccharides, and so on. So the example of trisaccharide is raffinose. Raffinose is formed from glucose, galactose, and fructose. Tetrasaccharide is exemplified by stachyose. It have 2 galactose, glucose, and fructose. Pentasaccharide is verbiscose. It have 3 galactose, 1 glucose, and fructose. Hexasaccharide is exemplified by azugose. It have 4 galactose, glucose, and fructose. So these are examples of oligosaccharides. Next is the polysaccharide. Polysaccharides are those carbohydrates which are the condensation products of more than 10 monosaccharide units. They are also known as glycans. They may be linear or branch structure in nature. So from to more than 10, it comes under the types of polysaccharides. Polysaccharides are classified on the basis of functions into storage polysaccharides, for example, starch and glycogen, and structural polysaccharide, for example, cellulose and pectin. While on the basis of composition, it is classified into homopolysaccharide or heteropolysaccharide. Homopolysaccharide are those carbohydrates which on hydrolysis give single types of monosaccharides units. For example, glucosan, it is the polymer of glucose. For example, starch and glycogen are Example of polysaccharides which have glucose. Another is fructosans. Fructosan is a polymer of fructose, for example, aniline. Another one is galactons. It is polymer of galactose. For example, is galacton. These are found in different plants and animals. Heteropolysaccharides on hydrolysis give different monosaccharides units. For example, hyaluronic acid. So these are homopolysaccharide and heteropolysaccharides. These are the examples of polysaccharides. Functions of carbohydrates. We know that carbohydrates are very important and it play an important roles. Carbohydrates is a cheap energy source in many animals. They are instant energy source. For example, glucose is broken down by glycolysis Krebs cycle to yield ATP. So it is the instant source of energy. Glucose is a source of storage of energy. It is stored as glycogen in animal and in liver and muscle and starch in plants. So glucose is the storage form of energy. Next is carbohydrates are intermediate in biosynthesis of fats and proteins, so it is very important in metabolic point of view. Carbohydrates help in regulation of nerves tissue and is the energy source of our brain. Carbohydrates gets associated with lipids and protein to form surface antigen and receptors molecule. Another function is fiber is a type of carbohydrates that helps promote good digestive health and may lower the risk of heart disease and diabetes. Next is carbohydrates also serves as a structural component of many organisms such as component of cell wall in bacteria, the exoskeleton of many insects and fibrous cellulose of plants which is also present in the cell wall of plants. Also, carbohydrates participates in biological transport, cell-to-cell communication, and activation of growth factors. The last one important function of carbohydrate is that it is the component of cell compounds such as pentose sugar, which is present in DNA, RNA, ATP, and NADP. So these are some of the important function of carbohydrates which we discussed here. Next is the structure representation of carbohydrates or monosaccharides, that how we can represent the structure of monosaccharides. We will take the example of glucose as an example because it is the most important monosaccharide and its structure can be represented in three ways. A straight chain form is also known as Fischer projection. The ring form is known as Haworth projection and the chair form. So the straight chain structure formula, for example, aldohexose that can account for some of the property of glucose because glucose is aldohexose. It contains 6 carbon and aldehyde functional group, but cyclic structure is favored thermodynamically. So most of the carbohydrates exist in the cycle of ring structure. Haworth projection formula are represented by two types of rings. Number one is a 6-member ring which have 5 carbon, pyron or pyranose. Another is a 5-member ring which have 4 carbon known as furan or furanose. So the cyclic form of D-glucose can be written as D-glucopyranose and D-glucofuranose. 6-member ring and 5-member ring. In solution, glucose occur in more than 99% in the pyranose form, a 6-member ring form. Here we can see here the next is the numbering of the ring occurs clockwise starting from next to the oxygen. Here we can see here, this is the pyranose ring because it is 6-member, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oxygen is 6. But you have to remember that the 6-member ring structure contains only 5 carbon. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 5-member ring structure contains 4 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is pyranose ring, this is furanose ring. In Haworth configuration, groups to the right of the carbon backbone in Fischer projection are oriented down, and all groups to the left of carbon backbone are oriented up except those around C5. So this is look at to figure 5, conversion of straight chain into ring and D-glucose. This is D-glucose, this is Fischer projection, and this is Haworth projection. We studied that in Haworth projection, groups to the right of carbon backbone in Fischer projection. This is the right portion of Fischer projection, and this is the left portion of, this is left, this is right. So the groups present on the right in Fischer projection will be present down here. You can see OH, HOH. So this is OH, another OH. This is OH, this one, this one. This is H, and this is OH. So this present on the right side in Fischer projection will be present down in the Haworth projection, while the groups to the left will be oriented up except around C5. So these groups will be present up. This is hydrogen, this is OH, you can see here hydrogen, OH, another hydro, except carbon 5. This is carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the fifth will be an exception to these rules. The fifth will be present up, not down, because it is present at the right side, but it will be present up, not down. This is the one exception in the Fischer projection. In Haworth projection, 2 configurations are formed. In alpha configuration, OH group is downward, while in beta configuration, it is present upward. So from Fischer projection, when Haworth projection is formed, there also form 2 configurations. This is D-glucose, this is a Fischer projection. So when it changes into the Haworth projection, so the bond will be formed between carbon 1 and carbon 5 here. So this OH pink color, this will come here and carbon 1, and this double bond will be break, and this oxygen, this will come here. Here, this oxygen will come here. So these are 2 form in Haworth projection. One is alpha D-glucopyranose, next is beta D-glucopyranose. So in alpha D-glucopyranose, this OH, this carbon number 1 OH will be present downward. And beta D-glucopyranose, this OH will be present upward. So this is the difference. When this OH on carbon number 1, this is carbon number 1, this is carbon 2, this is carbon 3, this is carbon 4, this is carbon 5, this is carbon 6. So in alpha, the OH present at carbon 1 will be present downward, and beta configuration, the OH group present at carbon number 1 will be present upward. So this is these are some examples. Let's discuss it. Figure 7, structure of D-glucose, a straight chain form. B is alpha D-glucose Haworth projection, C alpha D-glucose chair form. So this is the D-glucose, alpha D-glucose Fischer projection. This is carbon numbering. It start from here. This is carbon 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the Haworth projection. This is carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is alpha glucopyranose because we already discussed that here in alpha, the OH present at carbon 1 will be present downward. This is the chair form. Also another form known as boat form is also exists. In chair and boat form, the structure resemble a chair and boat structure. This is a figure 8 is the structure of pyranose and furanose. Pyranose we already discussed. This is the 6-member ring containing 5 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 member, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon. 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3 carbon, 4 carbon, 5 carbon. This is very important in exam point of view. And furan, or furanose, it is a 5-member carbon, which 5-member ring structure, which have 4 carbon numbers. Figure 9 is pyranose and furanose form of glucose. Alpha D-glucopyranose, alpha D-glucofuranose. So this is the glucose in pyranose form. We can see here this is carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, and alpha D-glucopyranose form 6 member ring structure which have 6 carbon here, and alpha D-glucofuranose, this is 5-member ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is all about the introductory part of carbohydrates, and next lecture we will discuss about isomerism in carbohydrates.